Northmont will be receiving tonight's opening kickoff. The offensive starters for the Thunderbolts tonight are quarterback Bryce Staggs, offensive lineman Jason Miller, Caleb Goff, Ike Monroe, Caleb Ruffin, R.J. Broomball. Wide receivers Jaden Smith, Cameron Kozlowski, Tony Laughlin, and Davis Salone. Running back Quentin Churchman, and tight end Ian Taylor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Premier Health Stadium here on the NM Sports Network. I am Andy Horton alongside Alex Patton, maybe joining me on the headset at some point, but as of this very moment, it's just me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready for some Thunderbolt football. I am so excited. Tonight they take on the Lebanon Warriors coming, I don't know, it's probably about an hour, a little bit, maybe more than an hour drive from here. Yeah, so just about an hour drive. Got the assist from the film kids for the Warriors, standing up here next to me. We're going to do a little bit of pregame for our first game of the season here on the NM Sports Network. So we're going to go ahead and start off. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Warriors first. And I'll tell you what, man, they were a pretty dang good team last year. I believe they were 7-5 overall. Yeah, 7-5 overall. 5-4 in conference, so it definitely kind of struggled in conference, but they are returning their starting quarterback from last year. He had a fantastic season, had over 2,000 passing yards, 65% completion percentage, had 17 touchdown passes, and only threw 7 interceptions. Had a fantastic season. And then on top of that, their top two running backs are also back in the building. Daniel Wallace and Logan Shemek are back. Rushed for over 1,300 yards last season and 13 touchdowns combined. And then the quarterback himself, Luke Failer, also ran for 300 yards and got another 5 touchdowns on the ground. So their offense is back and ready to roll this season. On the other hand, when you talk about the Northmont Thunderbolts, it wasn't the greatest of years last year. Ended up only finishing 2-9 and really struggled in conference 1-6. But I think this is a year of growth for this team. Quarterback from last year kind of took over down the stretch. Bryce Staggs is back. Had over 500 had about 500 passing yards last season and completed around 50% of his passes. He's looking to improve that, and then their leading rusher back from last year's number 24, Quentin Churchman, had only 133 rushing yards. Wasn't a big part of the offense, averaged 3.5 yards per carry. He's looking to improve those numbers with an increased workload, and there's a bright future for him as well. And then when you talk about the defense of this team for the Northmont Thunderbolts, there is a lot returning there. As the Thunderbolts bring back their top 4 tacklers from last year and 5 of the top 6 overall in Aiden Pendleton, Jonas Ayler, who is the leader there along the defensive line for this Thunderbolt team. Dominic Alexander, another guy who's back. Wyatt Smith plays both ways, another very good defender. All of these guys over 40 tackles last year. And when you talk about Pendleton, he had 76 total tackles, a couple for loss, forced a fumble. Jonas Ayler, for him, he had 63 tackles, 5.5 for loss, a sack and a half, also forced a fumble. So a couple of big playmakers back. And then a guy that I think there's a lot of promise in, Isaiah Flowers, number 23. He was a freshman last year, had 44 tackles. make that 47 tackles. He is also back. 47 tackles out of freshman is a big deal. So I'm thinking that this guy's going to have a big sophomore season and that this defense might be able to power the Thunderbolts to a couple of wins. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing great, sir. Really, really happy to be at Premier Health Stadium for another year of Thunderbolt football right here in Clayton, Ohio. It's a fantastic evening. Couldn't ask for better weather. Besides, the sun's coming down, so it's going down, so it's going to be a great evening. Hopefully, some great football being played here between these two teams.
Man, it was really toasty before those clouds back there gave us the assist.
Yep.
Gave us a nice little break from the sun, and it's going to continue to cool off the rest of the night.
Yep.
But we're hoping that we're going to have a lot of fun. Last night, football got started off here in the Miami Valley with the Battle of Kettering. That was a heck of a showdown. Went down to the wire. It was tied up inside a minute to go. Fairmont on the driving strip sack. It was picked up by Wyatt Ref Snyder, taken back for a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
And the Alter Knights were able to get a victory for the first time in the Battle of Kettering in 5 years. So
wow.
Huge shout out to them. It was a fantastic game. My friends over at
MVCC?
Yeah, MVCC streamed that. I got to watch that when I got home last night. So fantastic game over there. Shout out to them for doing that. But it looks like we're getting ready for the football teams to come out, and we'll be doing the anthem right after that. Before that, we're going to go ahead and do a quick sponsor spot.
Yes, sir. That's on me. I didn't tell you that one. That's totally on me. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just run off the sponsors here real quick before the gentlemen come out here to warm up before we get started and kick this one off here tonight. We want to thank our sponsors, a couple of them so far that we've got. We're going to grab more here as we prolong this season. The first sponsor that we got is the Alumni Tournament. It's a 64-team single elimination tournament based on the high school that you went to for $50,000. We have, throughout the night, we will, throughout the dead time, we will actually tell you some of the teams and some of the schools that are going to be in each region. There's 8 regions in the state, 8 teams per region. So we're going to be showing that and highlighting that throughout the night and on along next week as well for your viewing pleasure. So just be on the lookout for that. That comes August 2026. Also, big thank you to Code Credit Union. One good reason after another. Hit up Code Credit Union. Go to them today, 937-222-8971. They are an official sponsor of Northmont Athletics and now a sponsor of Northmont Sports Athletics on the NM Sports Network. So thank you to Code Credit Union for supporting these kids, supporting the network, and supporting everything that has to do with Northmont Athletics. Also, special thanks to Jermichael Blanton and Express It. He's got tons of gear, awesome gear. He's all over the place, ain't that right, Andy?
Yeah, he's in Austin, Atlanta, Chicago, and he's just branching out even further. He does a lot of the local. He does warm-up gear for a lot of the local basketball teams, and he's even going farther than that.
Yes.
The guy makes great products. It's a local apparel company. Huge shout out to him over there at Express It for sponsoring us.
NM Sports uses him wholeheartedly. We're going to be using them for the alumni tournament coming next year. So it's just one good thing after another for everybody that's involved with NM Sports here this year. The last sponsor we want to bring up, and not least, we want to bring up Bluebird Construction. Thank you to Casey by supporting us and sponsoring us here this year. Hit up bluebirdohio.com for more. So thank you to Bluebird Construction, and we'll have more throughout the night. These are just the ones we want to highlight right before these gentlemen come out here. Yeah.
So, all right, like Alex just said, we're going to go ahead and hand it over to the PA announcer. We're going to get through with the anthem and all that other fun jazz, and we will be back for the opening kickoff here on the NM Sports Network.
The theme for next Friday, August the 29th game is USA theme, so let's deck out our stands in USA red, white, and blue.
You won't be able to get our audio, right? Just check. You're not going to hear us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the visiting Lebanon High School Warriors. Lebanon is led by varsity head coach Micah Failer and assistant varsity coach George Grove. Lebanon High School plays out of the Eastern Cincinnati Conference, the ECC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your 2025 Northmont Thunderbolts! The Thunderbolts are led by head coach Ron Woodard, assistant coaches Mark Bates, Jim Myers, Chris Grundy, Chris Stanley, Tony Henderson, Mike Mankin, Nathan DeLoach, Brandon Harrison, John Prince, Ryan Rock, Clay Belton, and Mark Harper. Ladies and gentlemen, please take off your hats, stand for the national anthem facing the north end zone. We do have a special announcement before we begin the national anthem. Thunderbolts fans, the Northmont community recently lost a very well-known and beloved member of our family. Rick Dill passed away peacefully on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, with his family by his side. Rick was a graduate of Greenville High School, class of 1966, Otterbein College, class of 1970, where he played baseball, and then on to the University of Dayton, class of 1983, where he earned his master's degree in education. Rick taught English at Northmont and later became the athletic director and assistant principal at the high school. He later transferred to Dublin Kaufman High School, where he served as an assistant principal and later retired as principal. Rick enjoyed coaching, golfing, traveling the world, and visiting with friends. His biggest joy was his family. He loved supporting all his grandchildren's sporting events and activities. Please join us in a brief moment of silence for Athletic Director and Principal Rick Dill. Thank you. And now, the national anthem. Presenting the colors tonight is Northmont Junior ROTC Color Guard. Additionally, we have the American Legion Post 707 Color Guard. Thanks again to American Legion Post 707 and Northmont Junior ROTC Color Guard. Let's give our marching band one more round of applause. Once again, the officials tonight are Peyton Thompson, Mark Thompson, John Berger, Paul Cromwell, Eric Thompson, and Clay Dubendorfer.
Mic test.
The Lebanon Warriors won tonight's coin toss and have deferred. Northmont will be receiving the ball to begin play.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in to Premier Health Stadium here on the NM Sports Network. I'm Andy Gordon alongside Alex Patton for week number 1 of football action between the Northmont Thunderbolts and the Lebanon Warriors. 7-5 Warriors were last year. Got off to a strong start and really struggled once they reached conference play. The story of a lot of teams. So we will see if they can do that again. And the Thunderbolts, they just couldn't really get off to on the right foot hardly at all last year. So they are gonna try and do the same, get off on the right foot. But you know,
Yeah, for Northmont, they started. I think they started off 1-1.
yeah,
They had that nice little late win. I forget if it was like Withrow or something like that.
Yes.
I think Withrow comes here this year, and I think they're coming here next week. So as we get started, the 2025 season is underway.
kick is going to be received. The Warriors actually won the toss and they deferred to the second half. That was number 7, the return man, Jaden Smith. He was met and kind of smashed there by a couple of Warriors. Number 23 was one of those Warriors, Mason Mayer. Sophomore linebacker. So we will see Jaden Smith along with Bryce Staggs come out to man the offense for the first time this year, along with Quentin Churchman starting running back this year. Like I said in the pregame, he didn't get a ton of action last season, but he did impress when he did get the ball. Gonna drop back and throw it on the very first play of the game. It's gonna be a quick completion for 11 or 12 that time to number 88, Davis Salone. Huge play right there. And Bryce Staggs in his first drop back of his senior year looked nice and composed. Makes a good completion there along the boundary.
That's one thing we got going on this year that's beneficial is the replay. The next thing that we're going to get is the multi-camera view, which we actually do have, just we don't know what we're doing.
Running through the holes right there. Great job, Quentin Churchman, and a spectacular job by the offensive line that time. Great in the hole for him. 2 plays, 2 first downs. The offense is rolling. Nice to see out of this Firebird offense. RJ Brumball, Thunderbolt, I'm sorry.
That was yesterday.
I've done a lot of G-Walk games, ladies and gentlemen, so my apologies. Thunderbolts. But yeah, this Thunderbolt offense behind with RJ Brumball kind of leading the way, did a really good job on that play. Lined up in the shotgun. They're going to hand it off again. Not a lot of room that time. And actually, he would have lost a yard or 2 that time.
Speaking of
Churchman would have, but he was able to churn forward. Looks like they're going to give him 1. And like you said, speaking of losing, someone lost their hat on that play.
Facts.
Looks like number 49 for the Warriors. He will take a play off. Miles Witt.
What an awesome evening for opening night football, Friday Night Lights. Can't ask for anything better.
Not at all. 2nd and 9. Ball at the Thunderbolt 43. Lined up in shotgun, 2 wide receivers spread to the top, 2 to the bottom. Staggs is going to take the snap. He's going to fire that pass to the far sideline and complete it to Tony Lachlan. Tony Lachlan, we got to know him a little bit at the end of basketball season. He plays 2 sports at least for these Thunderbolts, and he's able to haul in that pass right there. Gets them very close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. I'm going to call it 3rd and inches. Well, you know, now that I get a second look at it.
That's a long one.
It's a solid one. It's a solid one. Never mind.
Oh, man.
We will see what the Thunderbolts have for the first 3rd down of the season. Going to line up in shotgun again. They're going to work out of this a lot this season. Churchman's going to swap sides of the quarterback. He's going to take the carry. He's going to keep churning, and Quentin Churchman keeps fighting. They're going to say that he picks up 5, and that's a first down. More than enough. Gotta love the fight that you're seeing here early from the offensive line. They're able to get to the second level, and Churchman, he got almost nearly wrapped up there by number 11 of the Warriors. He spun out of that, was kind of churning backwards, was able to pick up 5 there. Zach Ambergy not able to bring him down on the play. 1st and 10, ball at the 45. There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be a false start. So 1st and 15, ball at the 50. We will try that again. First hiccup in the game plan so far for the Thunderbolts.
Can't afford too many of those, especially when you're rolling. Hopefully they don't let that one affect them, and they can continue on the positive trajectory that they are.
Gonna take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. Maybe he should have given the handoff, as he will be swallowed up that time. Bryce Staggs was Zach Amberheat, the guy to be there, along with Jackson Martin, number 36 for the Warriors. Another big guy there on the defense for Lebanon, Brady Lamb, 6'1", listed at 285, defensive tackle. He causes havoc for this team.
Straight at the 50.
Junior nose tackle, lining up against the center. Takes the snap. Staggs throws, and that one's going to be intercepted. He's got a convoy, but he is not going to have anywhere to go, really. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 39. Tough throw there by Bryce Staggs. First real mistake. Picked off by Ryan Miner. See here, there's a miscommunication somewhere in that play as the wide receivers were running away from it, and the defensive back was running right to it.
It's highly unfortunate right there, especially when they're on such a roll. And the only thing that kind of, the hiccup before the actual hiccup, little speed bump, was that flag, and then it just derailed them as the errant throw.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. I like all the talent this Thunderbolt team has coming back on defense. I think they can make a lot of plays. It's time to see what they got this season. The handoff is quickly going to be to Wallace. He's going to be able to get into the secondary. There's a flag on the play, though. They're going to call a false start, so they're going to back up. It's going to be 1st and 15 for them. Or an illegal formation. My apologies. Regardless,
either way, it's 5 yards and they're backing up.
Exactly. Same outcome. It'll be 1st and 15. Wallace, yeah, one of those two monsters coming out of the backfield for this fantastic Warriors offense. Got to see him that time. Logan Schmeck, number 20, the other guy in the backfield. He is lined up behind the quarterback this time. Number 9, tight end, Nick Lauder, kind of lined up offset.
Another flat.
And some.
Oh, never never mind. Guess the play clock was winding down, and
Heads up. Timeout there by head coach Micah Failer. So I'm assuming that is coach's son, the starting quarterback.
Including all lands, buildings, stadiums, outdoor facilities, and foreign-owned vehicles. This means that
The offense is going to drop back out there.
Border to border. We ask for everyone's cooperation in this matter to create a smoke-free environment here at Northmont.
Lined up on the near hash, coming out of the quick timeout. 7.5 minutes to go here, quarter number 1. Clock starts. And the handoff now to Schmeck. There's not a ton of room there. He's going to be able to churn forward for about 3 that time. They're gonna give him 2, and there you go, Jonas Ayler. Gonna hear his name a lot this season. That's the first time tonight. Big number 94. Playing defensive end this season for the Bolts. The Bolts send an extra rusher. There's a throw down the sideline.
oh, wow, I missed that one completely.
That was a fantastic blitz.
I apologize.
Very well drawn up play there by the Thunderbolts. Zach Griffin coming in on the blitz from the other side. Number 9, Nick Lauder, was the intended target. Big tight end over there. 6'5", 235. Fun fact, tight ends are my favorite position on the football field. The snap for Failer. He's going to drop back, throw this one deep. Gets just behind the defense. They're going to say no good.
Oh, he was out.
He was out of bounds, was not able to drag the toes. That was a great throw, just maybe a little bit too far off the mark. And so that is going to be a 3-and-out, punting on 4th and 13. Good first stand there by the Thunderbolt defense.
Almost had his both toes. Oh, I guess you only need one foot.
Yep.
Didn't get any, so it was a heck of an effort, though. I thought he got it in, but you know, I have contacts, and so.
Hunter Davis, excuse me, that was Daniel Wallace, running back / wide receiver. He kind of does it all for them. The sky punt right there is only going to get about to the 25. It's going to bounce backwards and then be picked up by number 31, Max Harker, for the Warriors. So not the best punt. That thing went way further in the air than it did go distance horizontally. So a fortunate punt right there for the Thunderbolts. They're going to get fairly good field position, get it at the 23-yard line. Excuse me, make that the 28. Coming out for their second possession of the season. Bryce Staggs threw a pick the first time out. After they marched halfway down the field, the handoff this time to Churchman, navigating through defenders. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play. Tough running by Quentin Churchman to the far side of the field. Going to give Evan Gray, the junior linebacker for the Warriors, the tackle on that play.
I remember when Lebanon was in the, I think they were in the MML. It's a long time ago. I'm old.
MML, I see it.
Mid-Miami League.
Mid-Miami, okay.
Yep, Fairborn was in that.
Snap given to Churchman this time. Not a lot of room there, but he's still going to churn out about 2 more. Going to make it a 3rd and 4. Ball on the 34. And you know, I like this right now out of the Thunderbolts. They're not, going deep. They're not picking up a, chunk plays necessarily, but you're keeping yourself in manageable situations. You're not in 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. You're not putting yourself in situations where mistakes happen more often.
Yep.
Gonna line up in the I formation. They're going to give it off to Churchman again. He's going to get near the line, and I believe they're going to give him the first down. It's going to be very close.
They're going to actually measure it, I think.
No.
Nope, they're giving it to him.
It just took him a second to make the decision, and the ref says move the chains, boys.
They don't have time to bring him out. Just keep it pushing.
Great running so far in this game by Churchman. And the offensive line, they've gotten a great push here early. Love to see it.
Sure have. And that the one right before, I think it was earlier, a little earlier, they pushed it all the way to get, the last time they got the first down, pushed it, drove the offensive line and the defensive line straight.
This time, Churchman's going to get it. Oh, gets spun around. He's going to end up picking up 2 on the play. I thought he was dead in the water. He's going to get dropped for no gain, but he's a slippery guy down there. Spun around, broke a tackle, and so far, you're not stopping him for 0. It looks like they're going to give him just 1 yard on the play.
Could have easily been a negative play.
Yeah, the defense was there quickly. I liked the play call, though. You had multiple offensive linemen pulling. They just weren't able to engage their blocks at the right time.
I'm also digging the uniforms. These are new uniforms for Northmont this year. They're decent.
Drop back, reminiscent of some Ducks uniforms. Going to get the ball to the boundary. That's enough for a first down. Davis Sloan with his, that might be his 3rd catch of the game. It's at least his 2nd. He's had a productive first quarter so far. Runs a little curl route, comes back to the ball, secures it, fights through a tackle. Gets pushed out of bounds. Thunderbolts controlling this game so far. They'll line up in the I formation. They're trying to run it here. Nowhere to go this time for Churchman. They blow the whistle. They're not able to bring him down, though. He said, hey, man, don't stop. Don't call progression on me. I'm still fighting.
He came out of that huddle with a quickness. Looked like he had every intention to just keep going.
2nd down.
Well, the old saying is, don't stop till you hear the whistle.
Churchman listed at 6 foot, 215. Definitionally a power back. Attack this 4-man front with the pitch. He's going to find a lane. This isn't Churchman this time. He's going to cut up field. That is number 32. DeJuan Bickerstaff.
Thought he had a little bit more room to try to cut that and get straight up the line, but good defense by
tough break for the Thunderbolts right there. Holding. Going to make it 2nd and 19, and this is where you put yourself in situations where you're more likely to make mistakes. Bryce Staggs got to make good decisions right here. Don't need it all in one play. It's 2nd down. Maybe pick up a nice little chunk and then make it a more reasonable 3rd. Wide receiver spread to each side in pairs. Fake the handoff to Bickerstaff, and a laser throw right there over the middle to Tony Lachlan.
What a catch. What a catch.
Tony Lachlan, I mean, fantastic. He runs the curl, gets open over the middle, secures it with multiple defenders in the vicinity, got hit with by the safety over the top. Now Staggs drops back, throws again. That's going to be very close to another first down. They're going to say it's a pickup of 11 and another first down for the Bolts. This time it's Jaden Smith. This Thunderbolt offense coming out and firing on all cylinders. They said, forget the mistake on the first drive. We're picking up where we left off.
He just needed that. Ooh, almost fell. He needed that. Definitely needed that, warm-up shots. Just that one happened to be in the game.
Bryce Staggs definitely does not look gun-shy here this season. He's going to line up in the shotgun yet again. There's going to be a flag. Offsides.
Encouragement, defense, number 10.
Going to hit Justin Kearns. Jumping crossed the line a little early for the Warriors. You're talking about the jerseys again. They feel like Oregon jerseys. Old school Oregon.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. They definitely give off Oregon Duck vibes. And I'm just waiting for them to move the ball.
Called the penalty and forgot about it.
I mean,
hey, it's week 1 for everybody, Alex, not just us.
The people with the sticks, they didn't forget. They were waiting. They've been here for a while. I said, hurry up.
First and 5. Lined up in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. They're going to hand it off to Churchman. There's a hole in the middle. Spins through a defender after shaking off a leg tackle. Making it look easy. Hunter Davis, the man in to make the stop. And the pickup for that time. And Quentin Churchman, it's very early, but it just seems like he's going to be a guy this year you got to put multiple bodies on. He's running with power. So 2nd and 1. Gotta wonder, do you maybe take the shot? 2nd and 1 is a very, very good situation, because if you don't pick it up, it's 3rd and 1. You know, it's not like it's a hard 3rd down to pick up necessarily.
Correct. Very advantageous for them to actually go ahead and try to, like you just said, maybe just air one out, but be cautious about where you're airing it to where only your man can probably get that one, because you're right back here on 3rd down to do it again.
Churchman goes in motion. They're going to hand it off right up the middle. He finds a gap off to the left side. He's trotting his way inside the 20, and he'll be pulled down actually right at the 21. Strong running, going to be taken down by Ari Sizemore, number 3 for the Warriors. And the offensive line just kind of parts the Red Sea over there. He's able to pick up the 1st down and a little bit more. As we take under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Churchman checks out, and in comes Dewan Bickerstaff. Churchman's been running hard so far. He's going to need a break every once in a while.
We'll get one right after this, right after they get a touchdown.
Oh, they just pulled him off the field.
Oh, okay.
Rolling to his right, and he's going to be sacked. Bryce Staggs was looking downfield to take a shot. He thought he had room to get around that edge, and was just pulled down by the shoestrings that time.
We got to let that one, you got to be able to let that one go.
11 seconds to go here in the quarter, and I believe that was the last play of quarter number 1. Yes, they're just going to let it tick off and walk to the other side of the field. We're tied up at 0. Nobody's been able to get in the end zone or on the field goal. No one's been able to get on the scoreboard at all so far here in week number 1 on the NM Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break, do a commercial, and we will be back for the 2nd quarter in just a few moments.
And I just want to give y'all a quick recap of 2024. 2024 was an exciting year for us. We were able to partner with the largest school district in our area, resulting in 7 schools wearing expressive athletic apparel. With the help of our supporters, we've expanded out of Dayton into other markets such as Chicago, Atlanta, and Houston. We've created apparel for an entire school program, started from 6th grade all the way up to 12th. Plus, we've created designs for AAU, adult leagues, marching bands, drill teams, and our first local youth baseball league. Now, our plans for 2025 is to capitalize from 2024 and more. Not only do we want to see you all in expressive gear, but we want to continue to positively impact the youth and invest in our community. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can visit our website at www.expithathletics.store. Contact us via email, that's sales@expressiveathletics.store, or give us a call at 937-369-0222. As we carry on our momentum in 2025, we want to continue to live
the TV timeout here on the NM Sports Network. Starting out the second quarter, we're going to have a running play. Bryce Staggs is going to be taken down to the backfield. That was 2nd and 19. This is going to be 3rd and 19 from the 30. It's going to be a tough road to try and pick up another first down this time. I would say just don't try to be too reckless with the ball and maybe try to get your field goal kicker in a little bit better position.
Or just throw it deep in the corner. Just throw it deep in the corner, Andy. I'm just kidding.
Alex is going all out on game 1. Staggs lined up in the shotgun. Gonna be a timeout, Northmont.
Before the delay game, we have timeout on Northmont.
Clock management has been a little bit of an issue for both teams so far. Not a huge shocker. Things that need to be worked out in week number 1.
Speaking of working things out, the alumni tournament's coming up here next August. 64-team single elimination tournament based on the high school that you went to for $50,000. And the Dayton region consists of, and not Northmont, unfortunately. Northmont is in Tier 2, so that means the Tier 2 means if one of the 8 teams from Tier 1 decides not to accept the invitation, then the Tier 2 teams will come in. So Northmont has an outside chance of actually being a part of this alumni tournament. But
the Dayton region is Dunbar, Trotwood, Centerville, Springboro, Wayne. Yep, there you go. I knew I was missing an obvious one.
And
Fairborn. Yep.
Fairborn's like
there's
the
2 other I'm kind of forgetting, but 3rd down, here we go. Drop back, Bryce Staggs over the middle, completed. Another huge catch by Tony Locken.
Nice catch.
He looks like he might be a threat this season, not nearly enough to pick up the first down, but I mean, it was a pickup of 14. Make it a pickup of 13. This is 4th and 6. The field goal team is going to come onto the field. We're going to see the kicker for the first time this season. Looks like that is going to be Colby Barr, the junior kicker / offensive lineman. Don't know how often you see that one. Kick is up and good. The big man's got a leg.
Nice.
In the words of Pat McAfee, for the brand. Making kickers look good out there. The Thunderbolts take a 3-0 lead. Just a minute 33 seconds into the second quarter here on the NM Sports Network. The offense has done their job. They've been able to sustain drives when the defense has had to be on the field, which hasn't been often so far here in this game. But when they have had to be on the field, they've done their job. They've been stout, not giving up yardage. It's a new look this season for the Northmont Thunderbolts. Literally and figuratively, because I already talked about the jerseys.
Good point. Good point. I knew I liked you.
I hope so. We've been working together too long for you not to like me. We like to have fun here, boys and girls. But I think you know that if you stuck around with us this long.
Yep.
The kick is away, and it looks like it will be received by Wyatt Lassen. He's going to break a tackle at the 20. He's still turning. He's out to the 40. Got one man to beat. He passes the kicker. He's being chased down. KJ Gaston not fast enough, and a kick return right there. That one is nearly 100 yards. Might have been 88 or not, or 89, or excuse me, 98 or 99. Very close.
Wow.
Great run there.
You look at this replay. He shouldn't could have gotten him right there at the very end.
Wyatt Lassen just trucked the first defender he saw. The kicker was the last man to beat right at midfield, and he put a move on him.
During return, we had a sideline warning against Lebanon. No yardage. He's over the plate. Score is good.
So a sideline warning. Someone over there seems like said something on the Lebanon side, so they get a warning. No penalty yet. Happens again. There's another one. Or if they happen again, then they get the penalty.
I think they did the warning because they all came off onto the field a little bit. I think I could be wrong, but
That could be true.
it's very unfortunate after we just got 3 points. Valiant effort on a valiant kick, and
And that one's going to be blocked and fallen on top of by Northmont. Great job that time. Shane LaRue flying off the edge. Does a great job to get in the backfield. He didn't even dive for that one. He blocked that one standing up.
could have just grabbed it. No, I'm just kidding. Just take it to the house.
Speedy
But then
defender.
you only get 2 points.
Be a 1 point game.
You're smart.
Regardless, the Thunderbolts trail 6-3 in a blink of an eye. That just means we get to see the offense come out and be productive a little bit more. Back to take the kick is going to be Michael Stewart.
Man, what of a change of events. Real quick, now see if Northmont can get that to happen on their end as well.
Jaden Smith, the other returner, lined up back at the 5. Logan Lane preparing to kick off for the Warriors. 10:13 to go here in the first half. Week number 1 of football here on the NM Sports Network. Kick is away, and that one looks like it is going to be taken by Smith. Picks it up at the 5. He's going to make a move at the 25. Breaks a tackle, and he'll drag defenders out across the 33. They're going to mark him down at the 34. Maybe a little generous there, but we will take it. Does a nice job lining up his blockers. Great job by the blockers themselves. Splits 2 defenders, and then is able to get out across the 30. So good starting field position here for the Bolts. Chance to go back on the attack. Staggs lined up in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. There's a flag on the play. It's in the backfield. That seems to be bad news. DeJuan Bickerstaff was the ball carrier that time. Umpires will conference. There's going to be a hold on the offense. Kai Horde is a guy that we got used to talking about during basketball season. Plays tight end and offensive line. Maybe a little bit of defense out here for the Thunderbolts on the football field. Got a little too handsy that time. So now 1st and 20. A couple of men go in motion. Ford is one of them. Snap is taken, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Bickerstaff. Pick up a maybe 2. In the 2nd and long. Gonna be a couple of substitution. Ford comes out along with Ian Taylor. In goes Tony Lachlan, along with Cameron Kozlowski. Both wide receivers just came in the game. We're going to line up on the top of the screen. Going to drop back to pass. Staggs not anywhere to go, nearly sacked. He's going to get that one away just in time. It's going to be an incompletion, 3rd and 19.
Little stuff like that goes unnoticed because that's a sack of loss of at least 7. And I mean, you're already 15 yards behind the first down marker, so or is it we're 20 yards?
Yeah, it's 3rd and 18.
Okay, so they were 20 yards almost behind the first down marker, and that would have put them,
Can't afford to continue to put yourself further and further behind the sticks. So taking more sacks is not a good thing. Staggs now looking to try and dig this off. Jaden Smith was the man who caught it. Ryan Miner was the man who lowered the boom. And to add insult to injury, the flag was on the Thunderbolts, and
it's going to bring up.
They're going to decline that one, so it'll be 4th and 14. Thunderbolts. And Anthony Jones. He nearly got away, and Jones just kind of, I don't know, just found a way to get back around his legs and pull him to the ground that time. Great effort there on the tackle. So the Warriors really getting dominated. Hunter Davis went in motion before the play, kind of caught a little end around right there. We'll see what the flag is. I believe it's on after Warriors not doing themselves any favor so far. And now he looks. So I guess both teams having equipment issues. It's going to be 2nd and 14 as the clock rolls under 7:40 to go in the first half. Baylor's Gillotti now quickly up to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 3. So 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10. He's going to take the snap, drop back to pass this time. Another wide receiver screen, nearly intercepted, but instead Wallace is going to be able to trip his way to another first down to the 32-yard line. I believe that was number 28, Charlie Went, for the Thunderbolts, who was inches away from an interception that time. 1st and 10, the handoff up the middle. Schmeck is going to bounce off defenders, fall down for a gain of 8. And now it starts to look like this Warriors offense is starting to get going. Maybe picked up a first down or two, and they're able to start getting into the no huddle like they like to run, and they're starting to pick up some pace and pick up speed. The snap now for Failer. He's going to drop back, throws it deep to his wide receiver, out of bounds. Probably threw that a half step too early for Lassen. Out of the step, or excuse me, out of the reach of his wide receiver. Lassen 6'2", 190. Big frame out there to throw the ball to. Just, like I said, I think he threw it a little bit early. Didn't give him time to get underneath that one. It's going to be 3rd and 2. The pitch to the top of the screen. It's going to be close to a first down. Thunderbolts. You know, I think that's the first time. Just saw number 59 for the Bolts, Caleb Kidd. I think it's the first time I've seen the Guardians caps being used in-game in high school. We're starting to see them more often in the NFL and in college. It's the first time I've ever seen it in high school, though. Kind of neat. Drop back for Failer. He's going to throw this one through the hands of Lesser, and he's going to be frustrated with himself on that one. He was open. He ran the little curl route, and the ball just right through his hands. He's going to be doing extra.
I'm going to look at this at like slow motion right here. Watch that one go right. I'm going to look at this at like slow motion right here. Watch that one go right through the wickets, probably just above it. just probably above his
And
hands.
Went right through him, man.
Yeah.
He should have had that one. Looks like they're going to go for it on fourth and 9.
Big play here. They're probably maybe trying to draw them off sides.
Well, they got the guys to throw it to, that's for sure. You talk about Lesser, Louder. It's their top 2 targets who are here this season. And a miscommunication. Lassen thought that he was supposed to be running a go route, and the quarterback thought that Lassen was supposed to be running a go route, and Lassen ran a little curl right there. The ball sailed over the heads of everybody. Turnover on downs. Defense holds again for the Thunderbolts. Bend but don't break.
Good defensive stand by the Thunderbolts after the Warriors drove almost all the way down the field and was very close to adding on to the score via field goal or touchdown.
So the handoff this time to Churchman, navigating defenders. He's going to fall forward for a pickup of 4. Offensive line did a nice job getting an initial push. Kind of one guy got through there, and he was just able to bring him down by the shoestrings. He's holding on for dear life down there on the ground, and Churchman was not able to get away that time. Actually only going to give him 3, so it's 2nd and 7. Wide receiver split out to the top. Hand off to Churchman again. There's all sorts of pressure in the backfield as there's 3 white jerseys ganging up on him. It's going to be a loss of 3.
It's getting to the point where they're probably going to have to spread it out and throw it a couple of times to keep the defense honest. It's kind of exactly what happened to the Warriors, the Lebanon Warriors, in the last drive, where they kept the Northmont defense honest, and after a couple of passing plays, the gap it opened wide open. Well, the hole opened wide. Hold on, what am I trying to say?
Words are hard, my man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's 3rd and 10.
Anyways.
Braylon McFarland, along with Grayson McClure, were in there on that play last time to make the stop. Staggs just barely able to get that pass off in time. And Jaden Smith takes another big hit, not able to catch this one on the far boundary this time.
There's a flag on the field.
That doesn't make things any better. They're just going to decline that one, and the Thunderbolts are going to punt this one away again.
If you're Northmont, just keep shooting yourself in the foot by these penalties. It's not like this one would have necessarily really mattered, but had he actually caught that football, it kind of would have mattered.
Yeah, Northmont, in order to be successful on offense again, I think they're going to have to be able to get the ball like in these 3rd and short, 2nd and short situations again. That's where they had success in the first quarter. And if you're able to, complete a pass for 6 on 1st down, and then you pick up 4 on 2nd, you're able to, churn your way down the field without getting to 3rd downs, making it, or even if you get to 3rd downs, making them manageable 3rd downs. So it makes the defense less likely to load up and send 7 or 8 guys, because there was all sorts of pressure coming from all different directions on that play. Staggs had no time to get to make a read or to really get the ball out. The ball fluttered its way over to Jaden Smith, and well, then he got hit and wasn't quite able to haul it in. Punt team coming back out though. Under 5 to play here in the first half.
Jeez.
The high snap. Kicker's going to be able to go back and pick it up, and he gets it away. It's going to end up getting to the 50. Good roll.
You know what? Could have been a whole lot worse. Like, when I mean whole lot worse, I mean touchdown by the Warriors. That went right through the top of his hands, and he was able to get it off. I thought it was going to get blocked.
Yeah, there's multiple white jerseys breathing down his neck. He was able to keep composed, and he kicked it about 40 yards. He was sitting on the 10-ish when he got it away. Maybe he was at the 15.
He was probably closer, 15, almost 20. Maybe 15. Let's do 15.
But regardless, Warriors back out on offense. The Bolts defense has to make a big stand here because Lebanon gets the ball back after halftime. Long pass into the hands of the open wide receiver. That's Wallace.
Got to play better defense.
Daniel Wallace. He did most of his work on the ground last year. He said, "Hey guys, I'm just an athlete. I'm not listed as a wide receiver or a running back anymore. It's just an A next to my name." And the coverage really wasn't bad. The defensive, I believe that was Jaden Smith there on defense, was right there. It just undercut the ball, missed by a hair, and is a huge completion for Lebanon. Now inside the red zone.
Got to get another stop here like you did last time if you're Northmont. Only down 3, trying to keep it that way.
Nick Failer's going to drop back to pass. Throws it over to Wallace.
Good
He's
open.
be blown up that time.
Good open field tackle. Great open field tackle.
As Michael Stewart, the cornerback over on the far side of the field, was able to come up and make that stop for a gain of only 1. 2nd and 8. I guess a gain of 2. Oh no, they're in goal to go. So a snap by Failer. He's going to throw it to the big tight end, open in the corner. He's going to haul that one in, and that's a touchdown. I mean, there's not much you can do on that one. It was a beautifully executed play. The defense was right there. Number 49, that is Trace Whitlow. He was all over the big tight end, but he's a tough man to cover.
This was the quarterback that you were talking about that threw for a lot. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, he had over 2,000 yards last year, completed 65% of his passes, and had 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. And Failer's had a great year. Had a great year last year for this Lebanon offense. And he's looking to pick up where he left off last year. Off to a little bit of a slow start, but up 13-3, 3.5 to go. Thunderbolts are here searching for answers.
Definitely. Everything, beginning of the game was fairly even on both sides, is give and take. And then the passing game kind of opened up the floodgates for the Warriors. But actually, the thing that opened up the floodgates was the kickoff return? The kickoff return for the touchdown is what really opened everything up and allowing the Warriors, the Wayne Warriors, excuse me. So I see, there you go. I messed up there too. The Lebanon Warriors, allowing them to get momentum, right, and confidence. And in sporting events, that's key. Confidence is a real key aspect to the game. And
confidence and momentum.
Yep, and they're riding high with both of them right now.
That is for sure. So back for the Bolts to receive the kick. It's going to be Jaden Smith and Michael Stewart. So we'll see which one of them takes it. Logan Lane back in to kick it off for the Warriors. And away we go. This one is going to be into the end zone, so that's a touchback. Automatically, they'll get the ball at the 25.
Special shout out to Code Credit Union. Code Credit Union, one good reason after another. One of the greatest banks that you can possibly be at or have your money in all of America. Go to codecreditunion.com or hit up 937-222-8971. One good reason after another, Code Credit Union. Thank you for sponsoring the Anthem Sports Network and also Northmont Athletics.
So lined up in the shotgun this time. They're going to throw it out to Davis. That one's gonna go through his hands. Sloan not able to haul that one in. That would have been a pickup of about 6 or 7. So 2nd and 10 we go. So another miscue there by the Bolts. They're gonna back him up again.
I didn't think we were gonna have to talk about all the flags that and kind of count them. It's can't even count anymore how many miscues have happened just in the
lineman, defensive tackle. This one is going to be out of bounds. Yeah, number 67, Quentin Ortega, listed at 6 foot 260. The big defensive lineman, one of those guys that's helping to clog the lane, make things harder on Churchman. So the incompletion brings up 3rd and 12.
They're gonna have to go quickly. 4 seconds left to go on the play clock.
They're not get it away in time. Oh, they let him go. Staggs is gonna weave his way through a couple of defenders. He's very close to the 1st down marker. Looks like he's gonna be a hair shy. Maybe a half yard. Maybe it's a full yard. 4th and 1. And you kind of gotta wonder what they're gonna do. Here comes the punt unit. And I kind of think that's the right decision. You maybe want to try to go for it and get some momentum on your team side. If you're able to pick this up and go and score before the half, but also if you're not able to pick it up, you're giving it back to an offense that just got going on their own 30. A punt this time, it's a low one, but it's going to get all the way back down to the 30. You're going to be able to completely flip the field. That one skipped about 20, 30 yards, and Wyatt Lassen was the guy who picked it up.
Tomorrow on the NM Sports Network, tomorrow at 1:45, boys soccer right here at Premier Health Stadium. We'll be live streaming that one right here in Clayton, Ohio, as LaSalle visits the field. Premier Health Stadium is the place to be tomorrow at 1:45 for varsity soccer.
And LaSalle, that's a football team that we're going to see here in a couple weeks. They're also coming in. Sue was LaRue, but if that pass would have been on target,
right,
I don't know if he would have been able to catch him.
Yeah,
Nick Failer let that one go, and maybe 2 steps ahead of his wide receiver. It's a couple times that he's put just a little bit too much mustard on it. His wide receivers haven't had time to run under it. Gonna drop number 80, Sal Gotti.
Tell you one thing though, he loves slinging that thing. He loves to throw this football. This is the first time I've ever seen him, and I can tell why he's 17. You said 17 touchdowns last year.
Yep. Yeah. Had an extra 5 on the ground, so he's not an immobile guy. He had 300 rushing yards. He can do a little bit of it all. 3rd and 10, under 2 minutes to go. They're going to dump it off to Wallace. He's going to break a tackle, and then he's going to drag a thunderbolt. They're not going to get to the 1st down, but they've already gone for it once. You got to wonder if they're going to do it again. And it looks like the offense is going to stay out there. It's going to be 4th and 3. Wyatt Smith, the man in to make the tackle, number 33. Hanging on for dear life that time.
If the Warriors decide to go for this, the Bolts have to get this.
Or maybe that was Isaiah Flowers, number 23. I think that was. So they're going to take a timeout after they milk the whole clock. I guess we'll see if they're kicking or going for it. looks as though the offense has gone off the field. Looks like that is the kicking team that comes out. And yes, I see Logan Lane. Covers all of the kicking duties for Lebanon. He's done a great job here so far.
Opening night here is just, it's going from a great evening to an awesome night, temperature-wise.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
if we can just get a couple of more points on the board to try to make this a great night. Speaking of great, it's a great turnout here tonight, and the student section is rocking.
I'll tell you what, man, this place is just about at full capacity. I mean, the stands look a little bit light right now because some people have already headed to the concession stands for you know, trying to beat the rush.
And it's long already.
Yeah, so and things look a little bit lighter than what they did earlier, but there's a lot of people in the house tonight supporting their Thunderbolts on week number 1. That punt is going to go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it.
If I'm Northmont right now, with 44 seconds left to go in play, at least one of these times I'm taking a deep shot.
And that referee just keeps walking up the field. They're going to give it to the Bolts at the 40-yard line. So we got 2 timeouts. And so that means you can try to work your way over the field.
Need 1 bomb. I mean, if you're going to score a touchdown,
time.
you probably need a bomb. Yeah.
You got time too. We've seen Bryce Staggs be able to get comfortable back in the pocket a couple of times when they've been able to give him some time to work through his reads. Tony Locken has kind of been the guy to make the big plays in the passing game for this Thunderbolt team. Look to see if they're able to make a connection here on the last drive of the first half. Staggs drops back. He's going to shed one defender, gets it out to, that one was Smith. He loses his footing. That's unfortunate. He's going to pick up 2. He might have been able to break a tackle and pick up a first down on that one if he doesn't slip. Staggs is going to drop back to pass again. He gets this one out quickly. Throws it to the sideline to Davis Sloan, and that one's a little too far outside for Sloan to be able to track it down. Sloan has been the other guy in the passing game for sure for this Thunderbolt team. He's been able to get big plays in the passing game. So I think you're looking for one of those 2 guys here on this play. 3rd and 9, 17 seconds left. But you got to think if the Thunderbolts are able to pick up a first down here, they'll take a timeout to see what's able to happen in these closing moments. They're just going to hand it off to Churchman. He's going to pick up about 4, maybe make it 3. Yeah, it's 4. And that is going to do it for the first half of play. It is a great start for the Thunderbolts. Kind of slowed down a little bit. The Warriors, their offense got going. They're kind of powered by a 98-yard kick return that Lesson took all the way back to the house, and then Nick Failer was able to get things going a little bit. The offense has looked pretty good for the Bolts. Just haven't had the greatest results once they've been able to work their way down the field so far. So we will see what happens in the second half. We'll be back after halftime here on the NM Sports Network. I'm Andy Horton alongside Alex Patton.
Growing up, I kind of felt like it was a lot that I held in and couldn't express, so that's kind of where it generated from. But, you know, now it's connected to the youth in so many different ways. Being a product of the city and having that competitive spirit, but sometimes it being overshadowed with envy and hate. And I want to be the one to break that cycle so that the light can shine on everybody. Seeing people rock or express it, it definitely, it makes me feel like I'm making a difference, especially those of us in the Black community. We all got this competitive spirit. Seeing them represented, I mean, it's always a great feeling. And it's also an honor because it's like they see something in me that they relating to. It's so much more than just the game of basketball or, you know, school or education. This is people's lives, you know what I'm saying?
Front Pagers, Mallory Stevens, and Kylie Johnson. Tonight, the Northmont Marching Band is proud to present a musical performance of their parade and pregame music for the 2025 season. Let's enjoy the magical sounds of the Northmont Marching Band.
I just don't understand what I'm doing with the camera. I just don't understand what the difference is.
This is on. Yeah, I can hear you.
Northmont will begin the competitive season next weekend, right here at the annual Northmont Band Premiere. Gates open at 6:15, with Northmont premiering part of their 2025 show, Night Blooms, at 9 p.m. Let's give another round of applause for your Northmont Marching Band.
It's Jamichael, owner of Expressive Athletics, and I just want to give y'all a quick recap of 2024. 2024 was an exciting year for us. We were able to partner with the largest school district in our area, resulting in 7 schools wearing Expressive Athletic apparel. With the help of our supporters, we've expanded out of Dayton into other markets such as Chicago, Atlanta, and Houston. We've created apparel for an entire school program, started from 6th grade all the way up to 12th. Plus, we've created designs for AAU, adult leagues, marching bands, drill teams, and our first local youth baseball league. Now, our plans for 2025 is to capitalize from 2024 and more. Not only do we want to see you all in Expressive gear, but we want to continue to positively impact the youth and invest in our community. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can visit our website at www.expithathletics.store. Contact us via email at sales@expressiveathletics.store or give us a call at 937-369-0222. As we carry on our momentum in 2025, we want to continue to live, learn, and grow.
Sports Network. I'm Andy Holton alongside Alex Patton for the second half of week number 1 for the Northmont Thunderbolts, taking on the Lebanon Warriors, traveling about an hour.
53
north.
minutes.
53 minutes to be
I'm just
exact.
kidding.
That's what the film guys said.
Yeah.
Traveling up 53 minutes north. They're located down there, close to Cincinnati, but not quite all the way. So a little bit of a trek for them, but they've had a good first half, up 13-3 over the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts offense has looked promising so far. A couple of penalties kind of gotten themselves in some bad situations here and there, and kind of made it so they've been minimally effective so far. But if they can clean that up here in the second half, I think they got a great chance to get back into this game. You look at Lebanon, well, they just look like they've picked up just about where they left off last season. Nick Failer, the starting quarterback, threw for 17 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions, completing 65% of his passes, and he looks to be off to maybe a better season here this year after the quick start to the first half. And they started real slow. They barely even touched the ball in the first quarter, had a 3-and-out, and then the Thunderbolts went right back out on the field, were able to drive down after an early turnover and kick the field goal, and then it's been 13 unanswered since then. With it was Wyatt Lassen with a 90-plus yard kick return to open the scoring for the Warriors, and then they were able to drive down the field and score a touchdown on their second to last drive of the game. Excuse me, second to last drive of the first half, after converting a fourth and I think it was 4th and 3. Something like that. So they've had a pretty good time on the offense. Haven't had, the time of possession, I'm pretty sure is tilting in the direction of the Thunderbolts. So they haven't had the ball a ton, but when they have had it, they've been effective so far.
That is true. That's definitely true. They've used the minimal amount of time that they have been rewarded. And they've used it to their advantage in every aspect. It's like I was mentioning to you during the break. It's the passing that's opening up the field literally, enabling them to run.
Yeah, and a lot of teams, they kind of try to do it the opposite, right? They try to use the run to open up the pass. Yep. Well, this Lebanon team, they have a lot of skilled, very fast, athletic wide receivers that are able to create space and find openings. And that makes things easier on their quarterback, and then that opens up the run game because you're kind of playing zone defense, or you're at least off the line a little bit more, and that creates holes, and it's kind of been the recipe so far here for the Warriors.
Correct.
Under 2 minutes to go before we get the second half started.
I thought I don't know, maybe this is like the volleyball thing. I was like, what's taking forever? Because I thought the clock was already under a minute.
I think they added a minute or two back on.
I'm not understanding why. But okay.
Well,
anyways.
Hey, I said it earlier.
Yeah.
It's week 1 for everybody, Alex.
Yep, 100%. And if you're Northmont, on the flip side, you got to be able to get some passes, open up the gates a little bit. Got to be able to, because right now they're just pressuring the box. They're having all bodies inside that box to be able to stop the run. And at the beginning of the game, it was an advantageous move for the Thunderbolts. But when you keep continuing doing the same thing,
the defense is gonna
the Warriors
zone in on it.
Right. They're gonna take a chance, and they've been taking chances, and they've been coming up right. So if you're Northmont, got to try to switch up a little bit, but then that also means that you got to be able to protect the quarterback in the offensive line, because every time he goes back to throw the ball, somebody's at his feet.
Yeah, they are getting to him in a hurry. This offensive line, they do a really nice job run blocking, but when they got to, kind of drop back and instead of make space, they just have to hold their ground. They struggled in the first half, but they do have some guys that can make some plays out along the boundary. When you talk about number 88, Davis Sloan, number 7, Jaden Smith, and then also Tony Locken had a really nice first half. 3 different wide receivers that can all make things happen for this Thunderbolt offense. So we're just going to have to see if they can get those guys involved a little bit more often. And like you said, open up the middle of the field for Quentin Churchman.
So I'm confused again. They're literally just waiting for the clock to run out. It's not like they can stop it and then go. I'm confused. They just waited 40 seconds. Everybody's ready. I'm just so lost.
And so we're getting ready to get underway here as both teams are lined up. 12 minutes are on the clock for quarter number 3. We are underway. The opening kickoff, the Warriors kicked it off to begin the game. They deferred after winning the toss, so now they get it to start the second half. Lassen is going to navigate through defenders. And there's a flag down on the play. He is going to be pulled out of bounds right at around the 22. Well, that's a first one. That's a first. Enforcement spot there. Normally they say what the actual yardage was, but regardless, none of that matters. It's week 1. Hey, we're all getting back into the swing of things. So the Warriors offense is going to come back out. They're going to start off with the ball at the 12. So that's a big penalty. If they want a chance to score, they're going to have to drive it upwards of 60 yards. They're going to line up in the shotgun with a couple of wide receivers split out to the top of the screen. Tight end goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to break a tackle. He's out across the first down marker, and he's going to be pushed out after between the 35 and the 40. There's a laundry on the field, though.
Once again, that might be holding. It's in the, well. Way to make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. But either way, it's a flag and it's an offensive penalty that's going to set back the Warriors even more. And that big run, huge run, is voided.
Logan Schmeck was the guy, was the ball carrier on that play. He was weaving in between green jerseys, and I mean, that was probably a pickup of 20 plus, and instead they're going to be sitting at their own 7, 1st and 15. Man goes in motion. They're going to give the ball right back to him. Going to run a very similar play, run into the same side of the field. He's going to break 2 tackles, stumbling forward. He's going to pick up the first down regardless. He's going to work his way out to the 24, it looks like. Big pickup of 17. Running out of halftime. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to go quickly. They like their no huddle. They're giving the ball right back to him. No, this time actually, Failer's going to keep it. And he's got a hole. He's got a lane out across the 45. He's going to be down. They're going to mark him at the 46. The read option with Laundry on the field. Read option was very successful.
Let's hope that's coming back.
And it looks like it is a holding this time.
So it was a great effort, but that's the reason why he was able to get so wide open, is because, let's put it frank, you want to be able to hold your guys.
Jaden Foster.
And enable your guys to get through, so.
Big number 55, the right guard, who's in the wrong on that play.
If you're Northmont, man, time and time again through this third quarter alone, we just basically started, you're getting gifts.
Got to be able to get stops here, though, on the defensive end. Got to get that offense back out on the field. Trying to figure out if the ball is spotted correctly. That flag took place downfield, so it's not your typical, 2nd and
15 or whatever.
Yeah, so that flag was thrown about 10 or 12 yards downfield, making it a 1st and 9. Not a lot of room there that time for the running back. Zach Griffith, the man in the green jersey, number 8, to make the stop for the Thunderbolts. Two wide receivers split out to the top, 2nd and 8. Wide receiver, running back offset to the top of your screen. That ball goes through the hands of Wallace. He could have been off to the races, and that one also could have been intercepted. Ball hung up in the air for a moment. There just wasn't a green jersey close enough. That's a couple of times where, you know, some miscues by Lebanon has hurt them and left Miamisburg. I don't even know where my brain is. Left Northmont in good situations here on defense. 3rd and 8, chance to get off the field. Earlier, Wyatt Lesson had one go through his hands in the red zone. Back to pass. Failer throws it, delivers it. That one is Lesson along the boundary. He's going to step out of bounds, pick up a 1st down, though. Be out of bounds at the 38. Nice little rollout there by the quarterback. The big wide receiver runs very good routes. The little curl route right there. He's able to secure the catch. Now a run up the middle. Not a lot of room that time. Maybe going to get one. Jonas Ayler along with KJ Gaston in there to make the stop for the Thunderbolts. Second and 9. You're going to throw this one outside.
Oh, that should be
one is
defensive.
undercut.
That might have been offensive pass interference.
That was a great job defensively there by Shane LaRue. He undercut the wide receiver, nearly came away with an interception. Really nice play there by the corner on the home side. Steps in there. And yeah, if not for the contact, he might have came away with that one. Nice job by the wide receiver, big number 12, Conan Zellner, breaking that one up, playing a little bit of defense himself that time. The drop back for Failer, throws this one just wide of Lesson. That one's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. So it is going to be time to punt the ball for Lebanon. We got a timeout on the field as we have a Thunderbolt down. Got an injury timeout.
We're taking care of that on the field. Bluebird Construction is going to take care of everything that you need in your home or business. Contact Bluebird Construction today at bluebirdohio.com. Contact Mr. Casey today. Tell him NM Sports sent you. Also, shout out to Express It. Jermichael Blanton is the man. Go to www.expressathletics.store, or you can hit him up at 937-369-0222. Contact Jermichael Blanton today for some Express It gear. When I mean it's pretty good, man. Like the gentleman, he has got drive. He's got the drive. He's got the work ethic to try to get it done, and now he's seeing the fruits of his labor and being able to expand and go to Atlanta, like you were talking about earlier in the broadcast. He's all over the place. He originally is a kid from Dayton, and he's all over the place now at Atlanta, Chicago, Florida, Texas. So we're just along for the ride, and we are grateful that he has chosen us to sponsor Northmont Athletics so we can bring you guys the game here tonight.
Still taking a little bit of time to get our guy off the field. Looks like he's gonna walk off under his own power, so you always love to see that. It's big number 50, Jason Walker, the junior defensive / offensive lineman.
That's going to be a big blow for Northmont. Hopefully he's got a speedy and non-horrific injury and a speedy recovery so he can get back on this field so he can help out the boys and be able to make this a successful season. Now they got to do this for him. Step up, down 13-3 with 9:27 left to go.
The punt, this one goes high. This happened for against to Northmont in the first half. He's able to get that punt away, but once again, in a situation that punters hate to be in, scrambling for the ball, having defenders flying from all directions at him.
Tell you what,
the punter's able to get that one away. Nice job by Lane that time.
That symbols a whole bunch of composure.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Because if that was me, if that goes right, and I'm looking at all those people, first off, I'm not going to be on the football field, so you ain't got to worry about that. But secondly, if they happen to put me out there, right, and I'm running, I thought he was going to actually just run. I thought he was running or trying to look to throw it. I would have ran for my life.
We all would have heard Alex screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming for his life.
And people would have probably gotten out the way because they're like, well, who is this crazy dude screaming?
It's back out on offense, Bryce Staggs and the Thunderbolts. First time here in the second. Just over a couple minutes gone by here in the third quarter. A broken tackle that time by Bickerstaff, and then it'll get hit behind the line. It's going to be a loss of 3. There's a flag on the play, though. Looks like it may be a hold. Put the Thunderbolts back.
Great.
They're over there talking
just
to the
offense.
They're talking to the other team's coach, trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Right.
He's been very indecisive over there. Yeah, he was trying to decide whether they were going to accept that and make it 1st and 20 or decline it and make it 2nd and 13. So they decide to take it, and they'll take the yardage. 4 wide receivers spread now, 3 to the top for the Thunderbolts, 1 to the bottom. And Bickerstaff, I believe, the man in the backfield. And throw that one, and it's going to be intercepted, taken back to the house by Jack Sacco. That's Bryce Staggs' 2nd interception on the game. And Jack Sacco was on a bead straight for the end zone. The intended target that time was Davis Sloan, and I think Staggs, he was just trying to get the ball out quickly, didn't really read the defense that time, and throws that one away. 19-3, Lebanon leading Northmont.
The extra point intensity is good with 8 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Warriors lead the Thunderbolts 20-3.
Just under 9 minutes left here in the third quarter. Northmont offense is going to get another shot at things. It's Hawaiian night here for the Thunderbolt student section. You can see some of the cheerleaders with their hula gear on, and yeah, I see quite a few Hawaiian t-shirts down there.
Yeah, I think that might be the theme for tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of the fun things about high school football. There's always, as different themes every different game. And
Yep, you got to bring it. They've brought in it. They've brought in their stuff. Now it's the football team's turn to try to get back in this game. Getting a touchdown is going to help a lot.
to say the least. So Warriors run off 20 unanswered. Kick is off. This one is going to be taken by Smith. Gets out across the 20. He's going to be hit and dropped. I think that was number 8 that time, Hunter Davis. There's going to be a flag come out. I believe that might be the result of some unsportsmanlike conduct. It might be, you know, they got that sideline warning earlier in the game. So Northmont is going to at least have the good fortune of that. Should move the ball. Should be 15 yards. Oh, a personal foul. Braden McFarland. My friends at MVCC over at they're in Oakwood tonight doing the Oakwood Lumberjacks versus the West Carrollton Pirates. My buddy Jared just texted me and said that it's the first time since he's covered Oakwood, which is 13 years, that he's going to get to witness Oakwood winning. So they're up 21-6 right now over West Carrollton. Nice little pick of a 3 right there on that last run play up the right side of the field. Got 2 wide receivers coming to the bottom of your screen. Set up in the shotgun formation. Gonna hand this one off. It looks like that is Churchman back in the game. He's gonna be able to pick up 2 or 3 more, make it a 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4. Staggs comes back from the sideline with the play call. 7 seconds on the clock. They're gonna have to get up there in a hurry. They're gonna have to use a timeout. Rough clock management right there for the Bolts. Gonna have to burn one of those timeouts early here in the second half.
We're going to tell you some scores around the league so far, as my partner Andy did, talking about Oakwood beating or in the lead against West Carrollton. West Carrollton's not really known that much for football, so it was a good week 1 thing for Oakwood, but I didn't know Oakwood had a football team. I literally I don't know where they play football at. Their basketball court is like a
you
YMCA.
should see Mac Hummon Stadium.
Okay.
It is, I think there's about 4 or 5 rows on each side. It is not a big place.
Okay. Well, neither is their basketball court.
That's very true.
It's like,
well, I mean, just tells you all you need to know about Oakwood.
Yeah.
Mac Hummon Stadium is a fun place to watch a game, though.
Is it?
It's as long as the sun's not staring you down right in the eyes, it can be a fun atmosphere. Because there's not a lot of room, the people that do go, they pack it in there. They have a lot of school pride over there at Oakwood. You're gonna get the screen pass now here to Smith. He's gonna cut back to the middle of the field, pick up a big 1st down on 3rd and 4. Gonna get across the 50 down to the 47. Number 8, Hunter Davis, the man to make the stop. And a very well executed screenplay. All the heat in the world coming after Staggs. He's able to get it out. And a nice juke move there from Smith. He was able to get a couple of defenders who were crashing to the outside of the field to miss. Weaved in between them towards the inside of the field and had a big pickup. Handoff this time to, that's Bickerstaff. He's out across the first down marker, and he's gonna come down at the 31. There's a flag on the field, but I believe this might be on the defense. Maybe not. Now the offense begins to walk back. R.J. Brumball.
That's far.
Whistled for the hold.
That's a pretty big penalty right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 15-ish yard gain, and instead you're going 10 in the opposite direction.
Try this again.
Gonna do the fake handoff. This time Staggs keeps it, and there's a big hole. He's gonna get all that penalty yardage back and a little bit more. Pickup of about 14 on the play. Back out across the 50. Maybe they got to do that a little bit more. He pulls that one last minute away from Bickerstaff, and he had a huge lane to the outside. 2nd and 6.
However you do it, got to catch them off guard. Can't stay status quo, can't stay stagnant and just run the ball just to your running back every single time. Got to be able to mix things up. So that was a great decision by Northmont.
Bickerstaff in the backfield with Staggs. Wind up to the bottom. We're gonna do a little play action. They're able to get it inside to Locken. His 4th or 5th catch of the game.
It's really close to a first down.
Very productive. Yeah, it's gonna be 3rd and 1. Very manageable. Northmont looking to maybe cut this, make this a 2-possession ball game. So they're driving for the 3rd or 4th time this season. 3rd or 4th time of the game. Gonna line up in the I formation this time. A couple of wide receivers stacked to the top of the field. They're gonna hand it off this time to Churchman. Running through defenders. Arm tackles are not gonna do it. He gets some green jerseys on his backside, and they are gonna push him forward. Huge gain down to the 30. Pickup of about 7 on that play. And Quentin Churchman is able to start running with the head of steam. He gets, this Thunderbolt offense starts to also pick up a head of steam. Got Locken and Davis split out to the top. Staggs takes a snap. He's going to give it right back to Churchman. Breaking tackles again. Nearly broke another one, and then a slew of defenders comes along. Ari Sizemore and Max Hacker, number 31, and number 3, the 2 guys that combine to make that stop. A pickup of 3. Kind of been talking about it all game long. Churchman is not going to go down without multiple efforts. He's going to be pulled off the field to take another break. Snap, and the handoff goes to the backup running back, Bickerstaff. Nowhere to go that time. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say he picks up 1. It's a nice job breaking the tackles to, at least for a minimal gain. And Churchman, I think he's still on the sideline, but 3rd down, I want my big power back in. Bickerstaff in the backfield. Davis and Locken to the bottom of the screen. 2 more wide receivers up to the top. The play action, they're gonna throw it deep this time to the end zone. That one's gonna hit the target. It's not gonna be able to haul that one in. I like what you're trying. Jaden Smith just wasn't quite able to haul that one in. Had plenty of time to throw it this time. A little bit of contact there. He got his hands up last minute. Just not able to secure that one. Looks like the offense is gonna stay out there. 4th and 6 with just over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Thunderbolts are gonna try to push this thing. Drop back, Staggs. He's gonna make a run for it. He's working his way to the boundary, and he's gonna be able to pick up the first down, be pushed out at the 16-yard line. Great job by Staggs that time. Drop back. The pocket started to evaporate on him a little bit. He's able to squeeze out through that hole over there on the right side. And do enough to move the chains one more time. Thunderbolts are in the red zone.
Touchdown is needed here. Field goal you cannot have. You have to have a touchdown now that you're in the red zone. Got to be able to capitalize to pull this within 10. If you can get this to it.
Northmont's going to use a second timeout of the half, and we haven't even reached the fourth quarter yet. You got to wonder if that's going to come back and bite the Bolts. They're able to just hang around. You're going to need those later.
Some of the scores around the league that I was going to mention, or that I was mentioning earlier before they actually started playing again. Xenia is up on Beaver Creek 27-12 in the third quarter. Springfield just tied it up with Winton Woods 14-14 in the third. Wayne has now taken over and taken control of the game over against Fairfield 16-7 in Huber. Miamisburg is absolutely blowing the doors off of CJ 29-0. Centerville was up 13-12 at halftime against Lakota East. And as Andy mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Alter defeated Fairmont last night 28-21. So
take home the Battle of Kettering. I don't know if they have a trophy, but to take home the win in the Battle of Kettering for the first time in, I believe it was 5 years. Wyatt Refsnyder refused to leave Alter without beating the Firebirds. He did a nice job to secure that win with the scoop and score on the strip sack in the final minute to secure the victory for the Knights. So a 5-yard pickup on that first carry there for Churchman. 2nd and 5. Ball on the 11. You gotta wonder if this Thunderbolt offensive line, they've done such a good job getting a push so far here tonight, and they're gonna get another push inside the 5.
that was all the offensive line. It had nothing to, that was just the offensive line. That hole was so wide open. He could have picked 3 or 4 different holes to actually choose from. He picked the middle one, and he ended up getting what 5 yards out of that?
Make it 6, and I'll tell you what, man, I'm starting to like what they got when this offensive line is aggressive, when they're trying to move forward. They've struggled a little bit when they got to hold their own and stay still. But if these guys are on the attack, they're doing a really nice job getting push. No room that time. Staggs kept the ball. I thought it was a handoff for a minute. It's going to be a loss back to the 9-yard line. 2nd goal. I think Staggs is kind of wishing he would have handed that one off too. Got ran over in the backfield. Staggs gets the play in. 7 seconds on the clock. They got to quickly get to the line. Davis not set yet. He gets set, 2 seconds. They're going to hand it off to Churchman. Nowhere to go. He's going to maybe be able to get back to the line, maybe pick up 1. but the Warrior defense sniffed that one out from the start and just absorbed Churchman. He still broke multiple tackles in the backfield, but just too many white jerseys. Looks like the offense is going to stay out there yet again. Gotta make something happen here. 3rd and goal from the 9. And a timeout. Northmont just took their 3rd and final timeout of the first half, or of the second half. I don't know about that decision. Kind of using up all the bullets you had left in the chamber, I feel. Kind of put yourself in a really tough situation by doing this, because even if you are able to score here, with how the offense for Lebanon in the second half and the second quarter and in the 3rd quarter there, how the Lebanon offense was able to work their way down the field, you're not going to be able to stop this team. I mean, you're not going to be able to stop the clock, rather, and it's putting a lot of pressure on your defense to be able to come up and get stop after stop. I mean, in high school, you let a first down up, you're giving up 2 minutes when you start getting late in games, because a lot of times teams just like to sit on it and just let that clock burn. You got 12.5 minutes of gameplay to go, and that one is intercepted in the end zone. Looked like he was trying to go to Davis. He was right there over the middle. Oh, it was Tony Lachlan was the intended target on the play. So the Warriors will get the ball back at the 5.
Really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. It's about to score.
Yeah, especially because after, a pretty good start to the game, and then now for Staggs to have thrown 3 interceptions, tough night for him.
Unfortunate 3 turnovers, and they're all crucial.
A run up the middle. Running back is going to trip. Logan Schmeck. And that is going to do it for the 3rd quarter of play here on the NM Sports Network. The Lebanon Warriors starting to run away with this one a little bit, up 17-20-3 over the Bolts. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout here on the NM Sports Network, and we'll be back for the 4th quarter.
Growing up, I kind of felt like it was a lot that I held in and couldn't express, so that's kind of where it generated from. But, now it's connected to the youth in so many different ways. Being a product of the city and having that competitive spirit, but sometimes it being overshadowed with envy and hate. And I want to be the one to break that cycle so that the light can shine on everybody. Seeing people rock with Express It makes me feel like I'm making a difference, especially those of us in the Black community.
All right, and the quarter break there for the 4th quarter was a short one. We're back out here on the field as the Warriors go to work inside their own 10-yard line, trying to work out of deep from their own field position. It's 3rd and 6 after a minimal pickup. Charlie Wendt. Stop there for Northmont. And it looks like, kind of like I said, that Lebanon is going to kind of milk the clock a little bit. That doesn't mean they're not going to throw it at all, as they try to go deep to Nick Louder. A little too far that time, trying to get the big tight end involved, but not to, it was not to be on that play.
I love the demeanor from the quarterback from Lebanon. I love how he carries himself, and that, I mean, if he would have thrown a dart, that's a touchdown. Like, he tried to lob it so that his big man, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
Going down that line, could get it and just lob it in there, but his arm strength was just a little bit too much and just carried and that sailed.
Yeah, 6'5", 235 is what Louder is listed at.
There's a
There's gonna
flag.
be a flag on the play, and Northmont did not see it at all. It's a fake punt. The punter is taking it. He has all sorts of room, and then he falls down at about the 26-yard line.
Tell you what, he faked out more than one person. Faked out me. I was over here moving this camera.
So an illegal shift is going to erase a masterfully done fake punt.
And they picked up the first down on that, did they?
Oh, they picked up way more than the first down. They got out to about the 25.
Remember, I told you I was over here in left field getting faked out. So, and I can't hide it because the camera went with it.
We're gonna try, and the Warriors are gonna try this one again. I got a feeling they're not trying to fake this time. That would be pretty wild. And this one is gonna be.
They're gonna get two. Is that getting 2 points?
That was hiked out of the back of the end zone.
Is that 2 points?
That's the second time that they've hiked a punt over the head of the punter, and yes, that's a safety. So the Thunderbolts get on the board. Not you know, that they didn't do it this time, but they get on the board, cut the lead to 15, and that makes it a two-possession game. If there's a crazy play that happens at some point out here tonight, and Northmont's able to you know, score a long one here in the next couple of minutes, we got a brand new ball game.
Yeah, just going back at the missed opportunities that Northmont has had throughout this game, and literally one can hit you straight in the face of a recent memory. Was literally the last possession. You're on the 4 or 5 yard line, and you give it right back on third down. So now you got to do it all over. Was it fourth down?
Okay. They went for it on fourth, and I liked the decision. They just weren't able to convert that time. Now they'll get the ball back, and they'll have better field position, because with the safety, the kicking team kicks off from their own 20. So Northmont should get the ball at their own 40 at the worst.
And why does he get to kick it? Is this a high school rule? Because it should be a punt, right?
Yeah.
But I guess not.
I've only ever seen one other safety in high school, so it's not something that happens most often.
Because it's a lot more difficult to punt the ball than it is to kick it. So, I don't know.
So they kick this one off. It's going to be received, actually, at the Northmont 21. A little bit of a bobble that time for Jaden Smith. He's going to get up to the Thunderbolt 40, so just under 11 to go. If you can make quick work, get a drive, and maybe get into the end zone, this thing is definitely not over. Being down only 15 at this point, you need a 2-point conversion and an old school touchdown, and that's 15 points right there. They can tie this one up. Bryce Staggs, though, had a rough night so far. He's made a lot of good decisions, but he's just been bitten by a couple of picks. If he's able to shrug those off, you know, like, just think about the next play. That's what you talk about a lot in football, is the next play mentality. If he can just shrug off the mistakes and, you know, make some big throws here down the stretch, the Bolts got a chance to come back here. They get it out to Smith. He's going to break a tackle. He's out across the 50. He's going to cross the 45 and be pulled down at the 42-yard line. Thunderbolts are in business. Evan Gray was the man to make the stop there for Lebanon. A nice block on the outside by the wide receiver. A little bit of a pancake block right there. I believe that was Tony Locken, number 3. He's kind of doing it all for his team out there. Listed at 5'10", 165, doing a pancake block on a defender that I looked 2 or 3 inches taller than him. The man plays with some heart, that's for sure. 1st and 10, under 10 and a half to go. The snap, there's going to be a penalty on the play. Staggs is going to keep it, run, pick up a yard, but we'll see what the flag is. It came out quickly, so I believe it is on the offense. It's like an illegal formation, illegal shift. Somebody was still in motion when they snapped the ball, so we back it up 5, 1st and 15.
One score update that I want to tell you about. Lakota East just scored again on Centerville, leading them 25-13 in the 3rd quarter.
And not one of our schools really, but I'm gonna update you on the Oakwood and West Carrollton game again, just because I got people there. 36-14, the Lumberjacks are laying down the wood tonight.
What just happened?
There's another flag on the play. So it was a 1st and 10, now all the way back to 1st and 20. And back on the Thunderbolt side of the field. Churchman is going to check out for the time being. So he'll be replaced by Bickerstaff. No wide receivers are spread out wide, but there's still 4 in the action. Staggs is going to roll out. He's going to tuck this one and run. He's going to be able to get upfield. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the 1st down. They'll mark him 1 shy. Nope, make it 2. The 2nd, and oh, my bad. That was only an 8-yard gain. He nearly got back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 12. Tick under 9. There's the pitch out to the wide receiver. He's trying to work his way to the edge. Pick up of about 4 that time. It's Kozlowski. Thunderbolts are trying to get to the edge that time. Didn't work out the best, but still able to cut into the yardage a little bit. Now down to 3rd and 9. Locking in motion, gets set, they snap the ball, they're gonna throw it out to Locken. That one's gonna land at his feet. Zach Griffith, or excuse me, make that Hunter Davis, closest man in there on the action. So 4th and 9. Looks like the punting unit is coming out. Whistle dead. Looks like one of the Thunderbolts gonna have to come off the field. Equipment issue. Shane LaRue comes off, and on goes Michael Stewart. Kick is away. He's gonna bounce inside the 5. He's gonna be stopped, and the Bolts are gonna be able to fall on it inside their own, or inside the Warrior 3. Great job by the kicking team to be able to get down there and corral that punt. Andrew Bogner, the man who's able to get in there and get on top of that one. So this is kind of how Northmont scored last time. They were able to put the Warriors in a tough field goal, excuse me, in tough field position, and then they kind of punted it out of bounds, or hiked it out of bounds. So maybe Northmont can come away with the stop, put some pressure on right here. It's going to be a quarterback keeper looking to get to the outside. Not going to be able to pick up much there. One, maybe two. Gonna say he's down at the 4. Haven't seen Luke Failer use his legs a ton in this one. And it's not like he runs a lot game in to game out, but had over 300 rushing yards last year, so it's something that he does from time to time. He's gonna keep it again this time. Tries to find some room up the middle and be met by a bunch of bolts and can be slowed down. 3rd and 5. I think the Thunderbolts might try to dial up a blitz right here. If you can have some good coverage along the outside, maybe you're able to get Failer down near the goal line or maybe behind the goal line. Third and 5, 5 seconds on the game clock, on the play clock rather, and they're gonna end up taking a timeout. Lebanon gonna think this one over. Coming out of the timeout. It's going to be 3rd and 5, ball on the 8. Lebanon looking to try and extend this drive, get off their goal line. They're going to be able to get that one out to the wide receiver. He was in motion before the play started. There's going to be a late flag thrown. That was Wallace. I was waiting to see the number. Wallace was the guy who made the catch and a big run out to the 20. There's a flag down though. I believe it's going to be on Lebanon because they're walking backwards. So that's the second unsportsmanlike conduct for Lebanon here in this game. And I think the ref forgot to turn his microphone off.
And I forgot to turn my mic on. I was out here talking to you. Yeah, I mean, at least no vulgar words came out.
Right? Gonna take the snap, hand it off up the middle. Schmeck on the carry. He's going to be able to pick up 6. And he had just over 800 rushing yards, or just over 900 rushing yards and like 9 touchdowns last season. I'm a little shocked that we have seen so little of him so far. I mean, Wallace has been the main guy out of the backfield and catching passes for this Warriors team. But there you go. You see Schmeck again. He's going to be able to pick up a first down. pickup of about 8 on that one. Ball on the 24. Time continues to tick off the clock. Get this one to the outside and pick up about 6 on that play. Baylor on the keeper that time. They get back on the ball. Kind of taking their time this time around, though. They tick under 10. They let the clock continue to run a little bit more. There's going to be a flag, and there's going to be a false start on the offense. Baylor very upset about the call. Second 9 after the minimal pickup. Now we're going to see Lebanon push that pile. Going to get it down to a 3rd and 3. So I guess it's time to see whether they're going to be able to pick up this first down, or if the Thunderbolts are going to get another stop and they're going to be able to get back on the field, try this out again. I think there was just a very late flag thrown. And I got a feeling they're moving the ball backwards. This one is against Lebanon again. Gotta think that Coach Micah Failer is going to be very upset with his team at the end of this one. Sure, you're happy that you come away with a win, but so many penalties, and so many of them completely unforced. And that's the 3rd 15-yard penalty against them here in the game. That's somewhat troubling. You want for your football team to be able to remain cool and calm under pressure. It looked as though, well, I don't even know. Now they're going to throw it, Nick Failer to the outside. He's going to be able to complete it to the tight end. He's fighting for yardage, but there ain't a bunch of room out there for him. He'll get close to the line to gain, though. Back to the 30, so pick up of about 15, 13. But another flag as one of the offensive linemen went too far downfield. Jaden Foster, number 55, he's been hit with multiple penalties on this one.
But it's not really hurting them. It's really not, because every time they get a flag, they get a first down, and then they start everything over. And then it's like, and then they've been at this for now probably 4 or 5 minutes. What was it, 9? I think it might have been 9 minutes left, or 8, something like that.
They end up declining the penalty to make it 4th and 4. But this is one of those interesting situations where if you're Northmont, did you just shoot yourself in the foot, and are they going to go for it, try to pick up the 4th down? And as I say that, the kicking team comes on. So good decision there by the Bolts.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to actually kick it.
That's true. They did run the fake earlier, and it was successful. If it wasn't for a holding penalty, we have another flag, and we do. We just need a ticker on the screen. How many total?
Yeah, we weren't prepared for that, like at all. But you know what we're going to put on there? Next time, we got you. Oh, man. This game could have been totally different. Totally different without the 3 interceptions. You know what I mean? Without the 3 interceptions, to be honest. That one, the kickback for a touchdown, it is what it is. But the interceptions, the pick 6, literally, that's the game.
Yeah, especially right after. I mean, they were in the red zone inside the 10-yard line.
Right.
The chance to score would have made it a. I mean, at that point, it would have been 20 to 10. Would have been down by 2 scores still, but there was a lot more time on the clock when that happened. Great running here by Schmeck. He's just able to keep those legs churning. A couple of spins throughout that play, and he's a hard little guy to bring down.
Check a look at that run, the whole run on that one.
5'10", 170, able to, I mean, it looked like he was going to bounce it completely outside, and then he was able to jump back inside of his slot receiver, found a lane, and got into Northmont territory.
If you're Northmont, one thing to focus on for the future weeks, or I'll talk about it after this play.
A run up the middle. Not a lot of room this time. They're going to say that he picks up 4 or maybe 5, so there's more room there than I actually thought there was.
One thing you can take away from this one is the fact that they need to focus on controlling the offensive line on the pass, because every time they don't really have, every time he hikes the ball, it's they're back there. So his ability to actually find someone isn't that great, and then they're running the ball into a box, a loaded box.
Yeah, if the offensive line can hold up a little bit longer, I think this offense could have way more success.
Yep.
Be able to sustain drives longer. The pitch to the outside, top of the screen,
There's
all
a holding
sorts
call.
of room
That
there.
should have been a holding, and I don't think there is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No laundry, so yeah, they do not throw any flags this time. That was a 15, 20-yard pickup that time. And like I said just a moment ago, probably 5-10 minutes ago at this point, but we didn't see a lot most of the game of Logan Schmeck, but he has been getting a whole workload and a half here in the 4th quarter, and he's starting to rack up those yards. He's picked up 50 or 60 yards here on this drive. Definitely going to make his stat sheet look a lot better at the end of the night. Not a lot of room there that time. He's still going. Oh my goodness, he was halfway down and shrugs off a defender. He's going to pick up another couple yards before he goes out of bounds, but there is a flag, and it looks like it's coming back.
They're just not saying numbers anymore. They're just.
I guess it's just gotten that late in the night. Actually, they used to never say numbers, and then in about the last 5 years, they started saying it.
Well, I guess they're just out here they're doing both. Sometimes they do the numbers, sometimes they don't.
So that was Nick Lauder, the big tight end. Got a little too handsy that time.
Well, tomorrow on the NM Sports Network at 1:45, it's boys soccer playing against LaSalle Northmont versus LaSalle tomorrow at 1:45. This, I think, is going to be the second or third. I think this might be the 3rd game of the season for the boys from Clayton.
Yes, and we will be out here on top of the press box.
Yep.
In the beating sun, because sadly it'll be a morning game, and so the clouds will not have our backs tomorrow. Neither will
But
the
they might
nights.
be in the front. They might be in front of us, or over. They might be over, or directly over us.
I guess the good thing is we're through most of August, and the weather seems to have broken.
Fast.
I mean,
Like
we were
2 weeks ago.
90s
Yeah.
every day for a month.
Right.
Like you said, about 2 weeks ago, and then
All of a sudden,
and then
football
Mother
season
Nature
started.
realized that high school football was coming, and they didn't want to give a bunch of kids and old people strokes, so they turned down the temperature.
Yeah, well, that's making me sick, so just got over sickness. But yeah, you know.
That's not the weather, that's the kids.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Lebanon is going to go ahead and take a knee, so that's
I
pretty
don't know
much
about this
going
play
to
clock though.
that's pretty much going to close the book.
That's it.
Here on this one.
Yep, play clock is larger than the game clock, so that is gonna do it here from Premier Health Stadium.
20-5, the Bolts not able to come away with the win. Lebanon's offense got going there in the second and third quarters, was able to power them to a victory. Northmont had a chance to make a comeback there late, but the offense stalled out and wasn't quite able to get enough done. I do like the promise that we got to see in this one. Last year, things were really rough on the offense, and I see the vision. You just got to get these guys, got to have these guys together a few more weeks, and got to have a little bit more practice. I like what this Thunderbolt team has in store when you talk about Quentin Churchman, and then got a couple of different good wide receivers with Jaden Smith, Tony Locken, and Davis Sloan. So there's definitely potential here for this Thunderbolt team, and I can't wait to get to cover them the rest of the year. You said next week is Withrow?
Let's look at that. Let's actually do that right now, and we'll show you or go over like the whole schedule for Northmont football, as we will be bringing you every game on the Anthem Sports Network here this year.
So, yeah, actually next week LaSalle is the team that comes to town.
Okay.
So we do LaSalle next Friday.
And we're at Withrow.
And then, yes, it's at Withrow down in Cincinnati the week after. Beaver Creek
then
comes
we start
home.
conference play.
I will be in West Virginia for that. I'll be going down a river in a giant raft, so I don't know who is going to be there for that one.
I will be
a fun one.
I will be in Tampa for that one, so we're definitely going to have to make sure we get a crew here, which we will, and we'll present you guys with NM Sports action here with some football on Friday night.
Friday the 19th, Springboro comes to town. Then we travel to Wayne the week after that, the 26th. We get into October, and we travel to Fairmont the first weekend of October. That is the 3rd. Centerville comes here on my birthday. Let's get a win for me and for all of Bolts Nation here on October 10th. Here on the home game, and then Miamisburg comes to town, and we finish off the season up in Springfield. It should be a lot of fun this season, boys and girls. Didn't get the result we wanted tonight, but there's a lot of football left to be played here on the NM Sports Network. I'm Andy Horton alongside Alex Patton. That's it here from the Premier Health Stadium. We'll see you guys in the morning for some soccer. That's all, folks.